Hi there, Scott Hamilton, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review for your ears. Going to be talking about the 2019 movie, Jojo Rabbit. Took me a while to see this movie, and the short review is, Taika Waititi and the team behind this movie did a great thing. It's one of the best movies of 2019. Glad I finally got to see it. You should watch it. So I'm actually recording this out of sequence from the sequence I published to my Patreon people. This will be one of the newest podcasts I've posted, but it's actually going to post long before a couple of the others are going to post. I just did reviews for Nightmare Alley and The Last Duel, Ridley Scott and Guillermo del Toro's 2021 films that are both up for Academy Awards, and they're both impeccably well-made movies that clock in at 2.5 hours, and they're a bit of a slog to watch, as wonderful as they are. This, on the other hand, is like 108 minutes. Taika Waititi, who's known for comedies, somehow made a comedy out of World War II stuff. It's the story of a young wannabe Nazi who finds out he's got a Jewish girl living in his house and his mom might be harboring her. And he also sees people that aren't there, like his fictitious friend Adolf Hitler, played by Taika Waititi. If all that sounds crazy, it kind of is. Thomasin McKenzie, by the way, is in this. And I just watched her in Last Night in Soho, which is a much newer movie than this. She's a great actress. I really like her work, what she's done so far. I've only seen her in a couple of things, but wow. Rebel Wilson is in this, Scarlett Johansson, Sam Rockwell, Stephen Merchant, Roman Griffin Davis, who stars in it, does a great job. I honestly, when I picked up this movie, one, it went out of print for a while. You couldn't get it. And then on Black Friday, you could get it for under $10 all of a sudden. So I was like, ooh, maybe that's the last of them. Maybe, I know it's available for streaming, but it got decent reviews on the 4K, and I'm a Taika Waititi fan, so why not? I own his movies like What We Do in the Shadows and things like that. But this stayed on my shelf for a little while because I expected it to be more like The Last Duel or Nightmare Alley, his attempt to make an Academy Award-winning film. I thought it was going to be more touching than it was, although it was. It's really funny, and it's a lot of fun considering the subject matter, and it points out how absurd some of the things that went on during Nazi Germany and continue to go on in history are when you look at them a certain way. I think everybody in the movie did great. I think it is one of his best directing jobs, too. There are times it almost gets too slapstick, a little too cartoonish, but you almost have to balance out. It gets pretty dark in a couple places. I thought it would be quite a bit darker, and there's a pretty dark scene towards the end that, I don't know, it hit me, but not quite like the little red dress girl in Schindler's List. Didn't hit me that hard. All in all, though, Jojo Rabbit's worth a watch and something I would revisit because it is funny. I mean, it plays out as a comedy for most of the runtime, but a comedy that hits, it hits below the belt and it hits you in the brain too, and that's pretty rare these days because it's usually something incredibly stupid or something so cerebral. Not everybody gets it. Still didn't make a whole lot of money, but I'm sure when they were making the movie, they didn't expect it to be a giant hit. I think it did okay based on the budget it was given. And I enjoyed the movie. This is one of those that I've watched recently that I would rewatch. I think everybody in the movie did a great job. Music was good. The effects were good, what effects there were. And it really does have some pretty big slapstick and otherwise comedic moments that make the movie stand out for a story about World War II Nazism. Jojo Rabbit is available on streaming, Blu-ray, 4K, digital copy, all that kind of good stuff. And it's one of Taika Waititi's best. Kudos. I cannot wait to see what he does with the next Thor movie. Yes, he also directed Thor Ragnarok before he directed this. I guess, He's got to be on both sides of the movie aisle, the superhero Marvel side and the let's make intelligent comedy side. I'm okay with that. I'm Scott Hamilton. I'm ROCKFILE. Thanks for checking out this quick review of Jojo Rabbit. You've probably already seen the movie. Everybody was talking about it 2 years ago, and it took me this long to get around to it. But it was definitely worth watching and one to have in the collection, too. My links are below for other things. Have a spectacular day, and thank you for listening.